Hey Deckers, this week just keeps getting better and better. Not only have we got another host of Steam Deck client updates, but we also got a massive new game recording feature, which is the footage you can see in the background here. This is actually recorded directly on the Steam Deck with this new feature, but we also have had a bunch of fantastic news from Steam, as well as a new bundle deal. So first of all, SteamOS 3.6 on the preview channel has a color space update to fix the Steam Remote Play washed out colors. The Steam Deck beta client not only got the update for game recording, which I'll cover in much more detail with some performance and other bits and pieces shortly, but also some miscellaneous updates, and they've also started the process to finally fix the Steam update error and given a workaround for that as well of going back to the previous SteamOS update. And I'll link all this in the description below for you. We've also had news from Steam that over the last few years, the Steam controller usage has gone from 5 to 15%, with 10% of those sessions being on Steam Decks. Now, some clever so-and-so called the Black Viking on Twitter did some math, and this equates to around 750,000 daily Steam sessions from Steam Decks. That's a phenomenal amount from you guys out there, and I hope this continues. We also have a fantastic new Handheld Heroes bundle from Fanatical. Check out the link in the description below, where you can build up your own bundle of 2 to 5 games to pick up for as low as £3 each. Absolute bargains here. Definitely recommend Wolfenstein: The New Colossus, Dishonored 2, Cookie Cutter, Trinity Fusion, especially if you are into your platformers. Plenty of others here worth that £3. Game recording is the huge new feature update though, but just before I go into that, Steam just dropped some more news which was just absolutely astounding just before I started recording this, that they have updated the charts section on Steam Store with a new Steam Deck section. This now shows the Steam Deck top played by week, month or year, and this is a rolling update, so we will be using this for our monthly updates of the most played on Steam Deck, but this goes up to 100, so we'll probably still keep that at 20. But let us know in the comments below if you want us to start doing a weekly top 10 as well, as now we have the data, that's certainly a possibility. Okay, to access the new game recording feature, you need to be in the Steam beta channel or the families beta or standard beta on the main PC client. But once this is enabled, it isn't turned on by default. And I do also recommend turning on SteamOS crash reports to help them out. But on the settings menu, there is a new game recording section, which is on off or don't record by default. You can have this perma record in the background as long as you have enough space, keeping up to the last 2 hours of video footage for games, or you can set it to record on demand. And I have this currently set on the 24 megabits per second highest recording quality. And we do have controller shortcuts on the Steam A and Steam Y for timeline markers, or Steam A to start and stop recording. This is a little bit buggy. The first time I used this, it crashed the Steam Deck, but it's been fine since, and some games do seem to be recording with black screen and audio, which happened the first time I recorded some Elden Ring, and I've had a few reports on Twitter of other games doing this as well, so it might be a little bit temperamental as people start using this. But when I did this originally on Space Marine, the anniversary edition, it came out absolutely crystal clear. And once you've recorded, you can then go in and use the editors and mess around. You can send it to other Steam devices on your account, but it is capped at 100 megabytes at the moment, and there's no real way of telling until you actually try to share it, where it does show the size is a bit too big, and then you have to trim it down to either share via QR code or send to another device. So I did trim down the section that you saw at the beginning here, and I will compare that to my pass-through recording in just a second so you can see the quality difference. Now you may notice that the overlay is missing, which I do normally have on during recording, and it also seems like the Steam achievements don't pop up there either. But we do have the ability to create share links with a QR code, and if you use this code in the next 24 hours or so, should see the full quality clip from that beginning in whatever device that you're viewing on, as it does work exceptionally well. If you do send it to another device though, which I did, it will automatically pop up in the kind of media section at the top. However, this does seem a little bit buggy. If I put it full screen, the video went a little bit weird, but I could expand it and other bits and pieces, so still a few kinks to work out there. But on the PC client, I do have the ability from the share option to also export this video clip, which is how I got it onto the video in the first place. Overall though, this is a fantastic addition to Steam and the Steam Deck, especially for those who want to just record some game clips. And as you can see here, on the left is the clip that I exported with recording, and on the right was the footage that I was actually recording using my pass-through. So notice that the Steam pop-up didn't come in for the achievement, and obviously it doesn't have that overlay from Steam as well, so you can't show off those stats, but you will still be able to record your gameplay. So there is obviously a bit of difference on the color scheme as well, as it's recording at a much lower bitrate than what I can do via the pass-through. Overall, it is still a great feature. So let us know in the comments below what you think of the quality. I do actually quite like it, and it is very seamless. Now, as far as the performance goes, with my Elden Ring testing here, you can see without recording on the left and recording on the right, that it did seem to have a consistent drop of around 2 to 3 frames per second. So in higher frame rate games, you're really not going to notice it that much. But in something like Elden Ring, where the frames per second is only around the 30 to 40 mark, losing 2 to 3 frames per second can be quite a difference. However, I didn't really notice it unless I was looking up in that top left to actually see that dip. Elden Ring especially, it did run perfectly fine. So I think you may run into issues if you are struggling to hold 30 frames per second and start recording, but overall you're not really going to notice it if you do hit that record button on the deck. Valve continue to impress with these fantastic features that we didn't even know was coming, so keep the surprises, Valve. This is absolutely phenomenal. Let us know in the comments below what you think. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.